Alright, today in this video I'm going to be giving you an overview of these two 2006 Intel iMacs. Now let me start off where I got these. So, I actually got these from my school. They were getting rid of all their older computers and such, and I got these along with a lot of other stuff, which you'll be seeing in later videos, definitely. Anyways, these are two Intel 2006 iMacs. These are late 2006 iMacs, and they both have the exact same specs. I'll go ahead and go over the specs now. Both of these machines have a 2 GHz Intel Core 2 Duo, 2 GB of DDR2 memory, an ATI Radeon X1600 graphics card with 128 MB of video memory, and a 160 GB hard disk. Now, both of these machines are running Mountain Lion using the IMA post factor method, and this one, which is what I'm going to be using as my secondary machine, dual boots between Mountain Lion and Snow Leopard on two 80 GB partitions. So yeah. So let me go ahead and give you an overview of these systems. I'll go ahead and just turn them both around here. I guess it's not necessary for both, but I'll go ahead. Anyways, as you can see here on the back, we have the exact same ports as my Imac G5 almost. I'll actually go ahead and get the Imac G5 in a second, just to show you the differences between the iSight Imac G5 and the Intel iMacs, the original Intel iMacs. So here we have a headphone output, an audio input, 3 USB 2.0 ports, 2 FireWire 400 ports, an Ethernet port, gigabit, and a mini DVI port. And on this side we have the power button. Now on this iMac, of course, we have the same thing. And at the top on both we have a vent. This is where all the hot air comes out. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go get the Imac G5 over there and go ahead and show you the slight differences between the two. So be right back. Alright, here on the right here we have the Imac G5, and right here we have one of the two Intel iMacs. So, the differences between the two. When you get one, take a look at the back, the display port here. Notice how on the Intel one it has a mini DVI port. Now here's the G5. As you can see, the display port looks quite different from the mini DVI port over there. That's because this one actually uses a mini VGA port. Now as you can see, all the other ports are the same, except for the label on the headphone jack. As you can see on the G5 it says optical out, whereas on the Intel it's just a standard headphone jack. So that's the two very, very subtle differences between the two iMacs. I'll turn them around and you can see that they both look exactly the same. There's the iSight G5. Wait till it focuses. There's the iSight G5. And there's the 2006 Intel. Now, these both use DDR2 memory. However, the iMac G5 here has two slots for 2 DDR2 SD-RAM modules, laptop style memory. Now the iMac G5 over here takes desktop style DDR2 and can only accept one module with 512 MB on board. And I believe the maximum module you can put in there is 1 GB, therefore giving this a memory cap of 1.5 GB, which it's not so great. I have not tried a 2 GB module in there, but I'm not 100% sure if it supports that or not. Just leave a comment if you know. I'll probably just look it up, but yeah, it only has one slot, whereas this has two laptop style slots. So that's definitely an improvement over that one, over the G5 here. Not to mention that the G5 runs extremely hot and is much less inefficient than the Intel iMac. So I'm going to go ahead and get the Intel one back over here and hook them both up at the same time and boot them up. So yeah, be right back. Alright, so I've decided to just go ahead and hook up all three iMacs at the same time, just for kicks. Right here in the middle we have the Imac G5. Right here we have the second Intel iMac. And right here we have the first Intel iMac. So I'm going to go ahead and boot up all of these at the same time. And yeah, you can see which one's the fastest. I'm sure these two are going to be exactly the same, but we'll go ahead and fire up the G5 as well. And this is featured in a previous video, and it does have pretty bad vertical lines on the LCD. However, these two Intel iMacs have perfect displays. So I'm going to go ahead and boot them up now. As you can see, both Intel iMacs have already started booting. Both of these are booting Mountain Lion, whereas the G5 still hasn't even started booting yet. And here comes the G5. Okay, these two Intel iMacs have pretty much booted up at the exact same time. That one got to the login screen first, this one's still going. Alright, these two are booted into the login screen. Go ahead and plug the keyboard in and log in. And the G5 has just finished booting, as you can see. Alright, I'll go ahead and log in here. Alright, now I'll just go ahead and show you around on this machine, since this is the one I primarily use out of the other two. Now, let's go ahead to about this Mac. Alright, as you can see, it is running macOS 10.8.5 Mountain Lion. Like I said, it has a 2 GHz Intel Core 2 Duo, 2 GB of DDR2 memory, and like I said, I do have this one dual booting between Snow Leopard, which I'm also going to show you. So go ahead into more info here. Now it does detect a software update. Need to update that. You can see it's a 17-inch late 2006 iMac, and there's the ATI Radeon X1600 with 128 megabytes of video memory. So yeah, I'll go ahead and open up Safari here. Now this machine does run very, very well. Loads web pages just as fast as a brand new Mac would, I'm assuming. Seems that way to me, at least. As you can see, scrolling is perfectly smooth. I can even play 1080p videos on these machines. I'm not going to show that now, but I can do that. I'm going to go ahead and show you the animations with the ATI Radeon X1600. It's a very nice graphics card for what it is. As you can see, the animations are perfectly smooth, pretty much. Yeah. Go ahead and open Launchpad as well. You can see the Launchpad animation is smooth. And the folder opening animation is pretty laggy, as you'd expect on a machine this old. But, yeah, dashboard, mission control. Yeah, all runs pretty well. I have a widget installed called iStat Nano, which I normally just use to tell the temperatures of my system components. So as you can see, the CPU is only running at 39 degrees. The GPU on this does run a little hot, but it's nothing too hot or too bad. It is running at 46 degrees Celsius right now, which is not bad. It does get to about 60 under normal use, but that's to be expected as it is passively cooled. Go ahead and quit Safari there. So yeah, that's the demonstration. The other one is still booted, and the G5 of course has. So yeah, let me go ahead and shut these machines down. It's going to take a bit because I only have one mouse and keyboard hooked up. when the G5 is booted, as you can see, it is extremely laggy. It's slow. Way slower than the Intel iMacs, definitely. Minimize animations are extremely laggy on here, as you can tell. Yeah. Anyway, I'll go ahead and shut this down. And another difference I forgot to mention is the CPU speed on the G5s goes from 1.9 gigahertz to 2.1 gigahertz. So there is no 2.0 gigahertz iMac G5 iSight. So look out for that on the bottom if you have one that you're questionable about. And lastly, I'll go ahead and shut down the second Intel iMac here. Alright, now as I mentioned before, this one is dual booting between Snow Leopard, so I'll go ahead and boot that up as well. Now, Snow Leopard on this machine runs very, very well. I mean, Mountain Lion runs well, but Snow Leopard runs extremely well on this system. Let me boot it up. The display on this is beautiful as well, both of the Intel ones. Okay, it is booting Snow Leopard, as you can see. Now look how fast that logged in. That was extremely fast. So yeah, as you can see, the animations are all perfectly smooth. It's very, very fast on Snow Leopard. I actually haven't connected it to Wi-Fi on Snow Leopard yet. But the minimize animations are actually even smoother on Snow Leopard than they are in Mountain Lion. So yeah, I mean, that is to be expected, as Mountain Lion is a much heavier operating system. But yeah, Snow Leopard runs perfect on here as well. Yeah. It is running the latest updated version, which is 10.6.8, of course. So that is the two Intel 2006 iMacs I got for free. So yeah, go ahead and shut it down. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video.